Have you ever carried a heavy bag all day? Imagine if that bag was full of anger. How long could you hold it? In the village of Nyakundi, a quiet, peaceful place surrounded by rolling hills and green fields, lived a young woman named Amina. She was known for her bright smile, hardworking nature, and caring heart. Amina lived with her mother in a small, neat house at the edge of the village, where she tended to the farm and helped with the daily chores. Amina's cousin, Wanjala, lived just a few houses away. The two were very close. They grew up together, playing in the fields, sharing stories under the big mango tree, and working on their family's farms. They were not just cousins, but best friends, always looking out for one another. But one day, everything changed. It was a hot afternoon, and Amina was busy making woven baskets to sell at the market the next day. She had just finished weaving her favorite basket, one she had worked on for weeks. It was a beautiful basket, strong and colorful, made from fine palm leaves. She was so proud of it because it would bring in enough money to buy seed for the new planting season. That evening, Wanjala came to visit. Amina, I'm going to the river to fetch some water. Can I borrow your basket? Without thinking, Amina agreed. Just be careful with it, she warned. Hours passed, and Amina continued with her work, unaware of the events unfolding at the river. Wanjala, rushing to fill the basket with water, tripped and dropped it on a sharp stone. The basket tore, and the water spilled everywhere. Panicked, Wanjala tried to fix it, but the damage was done. When he returned to Amina's house, he hesitated before knocking. He had never wanted to break the basket, but he knew how much it meant to her. Amina opened the door and saw him standing there, looking guilty. Wanjala, what happened? Where's my basket? She asked sharply. I'm so sorry, Amina, Wanjala said, his voice trembling. It was an accident. The basket broke while I was at the river. Amina's heart filled with anger. The basket wasn't just any basket, it was the most important thing she had, and now it was ruined. Why didn't you ask me before borrowing it? I trusted you, she shouted. Wanjala tried to explain, but Amina wasn't listening. She was too angry to hear his words. She pushed him away. Leave. I don't want to talk to you right now. Wanjala left, his heart heavy. He understood why Amina was upset, but he never meant to hurt her. Still, the damage was done. Days turned into weeks, and Amina's anger only grew. She refused to speak to Wanjala. At the village meetings, when she saw him, she would turn her back and walk away. At the market, she would ignore him as if he was a stranger. Her heart felt heavy, like a stone was lodged inside it. Meanwhile, Wanjala tried to reach out. He would send small gifts, like fresh fruit or flowers from the field, but Amina wouldn't accept them. He even tried to talk to her again, but Amina's anger was a wall she refused to let him break down. One day, an elder named Mama Pendo, who had watched Amina and Wanjala grow up, noticed how sad Amina had become. Mama Pendo was known for her wisdom and kind heart. She was the one everyone turned to when they needed advice. Amina, my child, she said gently one afternoon as they sat in the sun, why do you always look so troubled these days? Amina sighed deeply and explained everything to Mama Pendo, how Wanjala had broken her basket and how she couldn't forgive him. Mama Pendo nodded slowly. I understand your pain, Amina. But my child, holding on to anger is like carrying a heavy sack of stones. The longer you carry it, the more it hurts your shoulders. And the only person you're hurting is yourself. Amina frowned. But Mama Pendo, Wanjala broke my basket. He didn't even care to be careful with it. He didn't think about how important it was to me. Mama Pendo smiled softly. I know it's hard, child. But forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about letting go of the anger and pain. When you forgive, you free your heart to heal. Otherwise, you carry that weight with you forever. Amina sat quietly, thinking about Mama Pendo's words. The thought of forgiving Wanjala seemed impossible, but there was also a deep feeling in her heart that longed for peace. She missed the days when she and Wanjala laughed and worked together. The next day, after thinking deeply about what Mama Pendo had said, Amina decided to take the first step. She walked to Wanjala's house, her heart pounding in her chest. When Wanjala saw Amina at the door, his face lit up with surprise and hope. He had missed her too. Amina, he started, but she held up her hand. I came to say I forgive you, she said, her voice soft but firm. I've been angry for too long, and it's been hurting me. I don't want to carry that anger anymore. I'm sorry too, for pushing you away. Wanjala's eyes widened. Thank you, Amina. I never wanted to hurt you. I'm so sorry for what happened. They both stood in silence for a moment, their hearts filled with relief. Then, slowly, they hugged each other. It was like the weight of the world had been lifted from both of them. They had forgiven each other, and in that moment, they realized that forgiveness had made them stronger. From that day forward, Amina and Wanjala worked together again. They planted new seeds in their farms, grew their crops, and shared stories in the evenings. The village could see the change in them, and soon others came to learn the power of forgiveness from Amina and Wanjala's example. Mama Pendo often told the story of how Amina let go of her anger and forgave Wanjala. She would say, forgiveness is the key that opens the door to peace. When you let go of the past, you make room for a brighter future. And so, in the village of Nyakundi, the magic of forgiveness spread, and the people learned that no matter how deep the hurt, letting go and moving on could heal not just their hearts, but their lives. Glowing Star, if you enjoyed this story, remember to like, share, and subscribe to African Folktale Story for more inspiring tales of wisdom and strength. Glowing Star.